Welcome to another week of Family Life with Mama Rita. I promised you that after our show last week, we were going to stay on and then finish up and then answer your questions. So you are welcome to another week of Family Life with Mama Rita. Again with me, you know it, is Dr. Vanessa Appiah and Dr. Betty Atafua. I introduced them last week. Dr. Betty is a senior medical officer, Rich Hospital, Family Medicine Department, and humanitarian. She's humanitarian and has embarked on various outreach towards health and wellness across the country, an exchange program in Germany. She is passionate about women and children's health. She's a deacon in Royal House Chapel, a member of our Royal House medical team, a member of Voices in Worship, a choir in the church, and also a member of 2G. 2G is second generation. She's a former Rosa UCC executive, University of Cape Coast. She's married to Reverend Dr. Emmanuel Atefua, and they are blessed with 3 adorable boys. I think that we are waiting for the last one. That will be a girl. And then also with me, is Dr. Mrs. Vanessa Appiah. Dr. Vanessa Appiah is a consultant physician in genitourinary medicine, CEO of Accra London Health Center. We are really, really blessed today in this studio. Experienced physician, researcher, advocate, and international speaker. Fellow of the Royal College of Physicians and Fulbright Scholar. A Master of Public Health from Harvard University. My darling, if I want to read it, we won't finish today. She's married to Dr. John Appiah, and they are blessed with 2 wonderful kids, a girl and a boy. Welcome one more time to Family Life with Mama Rita.
Thank you.
And thank you for staying on to finish the discussion and then to answer all the questions. So what I want you to do is to abreast them with what we actually did last week.
Okay.
So summarize what we did,
Okay.
and then we will continue from there.
All right. So I think last week we talked about breast cancer in general, what it is, the signs and symptoms, and then how to be able to detect whether you have breast cancer or not, how to be on the lookout for breast cancer in the family or the things around us in our environment that predisposes us or increases our risk factor to developing breast cancer. We spoke about smoking. I think we got to know that there's tobacco gum, and that's even worse than smoking cigarettes. Chewing 1 tobacco gum is equivalent to smoking 2 sticks of cigarettes. We spoke about obesity. We spoke about stress. Dr. Vanessa spoke about stress and its impact on our overall health and wellness, the importance of exercise, sleep especially, and then other things like sedentary lifestyle. We spoke about alcoholism and its effects on the liver and the body and how it predisposes us to breast cancer and other types of cancer. We grouped the risk factors into modifiable and non-modifiable. We spoke about the family tree and how it can predispose you to breast cancer, the genes that flow in families. We spoke about the BRCA1 and 2 genes. We spoke about having a higher risk factor for the fact that you are female alone, and how men are also involved or implicated in breast cancer. We spoke about the link between breast cancer and prostate cancer, and then other syndromes like the Klinefelter syndrome. Yes, so we spoke at length, and I would let Dr. Vanessa add.
Dr. Vanessa, yeah.
You gave a great overview. So
Yeah.
So I think the only other thing is that we talked about the types of screening that you can do.
Okay.
So we talked about that early detection saves lives.
Yeah.
So you do your self-screening, and you do that from a very early age to know you're normal. We then talked about ultrasound scanning, which has its place.
Okay.
We talked about the gold standard of mammogram, definitely from 40 years on, and every year or 2 years. But we also said if you have a risk factor, family history, then we encourage that screening starts earlier. And then we also talked about the treatments as well. So we talked about that there are different stages of treatment that you can have, and we talked about surgery, we talked about chemotherapy, radiotherapy, some hormonal therapy, targeted therapy, but we talked about what was available in Ghana and what's evolving. So I think we had a great discussion.
Wow.
Yeah, we did.
So today, I want us to talk about healing, the recovery, and the support. Healing, the recovery, and the support. But before we go into healing, recovery, and support, one question that keeps coming up year after year, year after year, they tell us that in Ghana, I don't know, I think it's Reverend Chief Ape, that is always bringing that question, I don't know, but it keeps coming up year after year, that in Ghana we hear and it's claimed that the men sucking breasts prevents cancer. I don't know how true that one is. But Dr. Betty, you remember every year this thing comes up. Is it true or is it only a myth?
Oh, well.
And then let's talk about the other myths we know.
Yeah. So there are lots of myths around.
And the misconceptions.
Misconceptions, yes. The reason, I know the men like,
the sucking of the breast. Fighting over the breast with the children, with the babies.
It's a gift of nature. It's a gift of nature.
There's the benefits that we get from breastfeeding.
Okay.
Okay, but that benefit is gotten because of the hormones that the brain produces.
Okay.
Right, so once a baby latches on the breast, that's the properly latching. You know, when you give birth, the nurses are supposed to teach you how to place the baby well.
Okay.
Because some people don't place the baby well, and there's poor latching, so you hear the baby sucking in the air.
Oh, okay.
And the baby gets tired and stops sucking. And so there's backlog of, breast milk and all that, that can predispose to mastitis and all that. But once the baby latches well and sucks in well and gets satisfied, as the baby is sucking, there's a system that goes on, chemistry between the brain to the breast.
Okay.
That releases hormones like oxytocin. Now this affords the woman benefits.
Okay.
Such that, number one, you have a feel-good feeling.
Okay.
So you're able to manage stress during your breastfeeding time. It calms you down.
Okay.
And it also helps you stop menstruating during the time of breastfeeding.
Okay.
So at such a moment, you are protected from the surge of hormones that happen during menstruation.
Okay.
So inadvertently, you are protected against breast cancer while breastfeeding.
Okay.
So we advise that breastfeed for 6 months exclusive, and then you can continue up to 2 years with complementary feeds.
Okay.
So once you do that, it gives you a gap.
Okay.
Imagine a 2-year gap plus the time you are pregnant.
Okay.
Means you are free from menstruation. So your estrogen surge is reduced. And your risk of breast cancer is also reduced. That is the benefits you get from breastfeeding.
Okay.
Now, if the men latch on, it's either they are fighting with the baby or there's no breast milk coming. They just want to have some form of pleasure or something. What that benefits a woman is that, strangely, is the men. Some of the men are able to detect the lumps in the breast of their wives.
Oh.
So they would, prompt the wife that, I feel something here. You need to go to the hospital and have it checked.
Okay.
So they would come and say, my husband thinks
Reverend Chief Ape will love this.
Science supports this. Yeah. Science supports
my husband
this.
thinks there's a problem, so I want you to examine.
Okay.
And then some people have been saved through that.
Okay.
So that's the benefits we, we get from, breastfeeding.
Okay.
And the hormones. The hormones.
And there are other myths that if there's a lump, you need to mash it. It's because you are not having babies. That's why you're having lumps in your breast. So you need to mash it with something, tapoli, and all sorts of things. And then where they just keep mashing it.
Wow.
And then some cancers are detected at younger age.
Okay.
So imagine this young girl is living with a mother or a guardian who is not informed.
Okay.
That guardian will now pick the young girl up
And then?
mash it. And then if it is cancer, unfortunately, what she's doing is rather spreading it.
Oh my God.
Yes. So that's a myth that has to be debunked. Wow. We find that in a lot of rural areas.
Okay.
They keep their child inside, they keep mashing it until they can't feel anything, and then they worsen the prognosis when the lady comes to us. So that's one myth that should be debunked. Wow. And some people think that once they have breast cancer, it means they can't have a baby. Now we know that there are so many ways of having babies.
Yeah.
There are so many hospitals, clinics that store your eggs.
Okay.
So once you are going through chemo, you can go and have your eggs stored.
Okay.
You go through chemo and all that. You can choose to have someone, a surrogate, to have your baby for you, and then you still have your baby.
Okay.
Right. So being diagnosed of breast cancer is not a death sentence.
Okay. Okay.
It depends on the stage you come in.
Okay.
It's fear that has kept people indoors and has made it so scary, and people keep speaking and having their own myths around it. They spread it, hearsay, and then once someone has something, the person will rather choose to stay indoors and hide it until it's too late. So all the myths surrounding it have to be debunked. And that will push people to come forward, and it will help us to be able to detect them early.
Okay.
Once it's stage 1 or stage 2, we can fight it and be guaranteed of total freedom and treatment. Yes.
Dr. Vanessa, are there any more myths, especially from where you are coming from?
So there's myths about bras. And so some people say that if you wear the bras too much, then that's going to cause breast cancer. And, you know, myths always come from somewhere. So like you were saying, that the men and the sucking of the breast, they pick one bit and then there's another issue. But the thing about the bra is because the wire in the bra, some people feel that the metals rub against the skin and then that can cause some changes in the cells. Again, that is false. So I understand where it comes from, but no. But the issue about bras as well is that some people have felt that wearing a bra, it contributes to changing the shape of your breast.
Okay.
So you should let your breast hang.
Free the tatas.
free and fully. That is a personal choice.
Okay.
You know, I say that some people feel very comfortable if they've got a bra and it itches them. Some people it's otherwise. But for me, when you have to know what your breasts look like and know you're normal. Okay. And if you're not someone that wears a bra a lot and your breasts hang, sometimes you don't know what's going on underneath. Okay. So I always say to women, lift up your breasts, see underneath, and go from there.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. I know some people think that once it's detected that there's a lump in my breast, it means I have cancer. So please let them know that it's not all lumps in the breast that are cancer or are cancerous.
So with the breast, it's made up of different parts. So you've
Okay.
got the fat within the breast, and then you've also got what we call lobules. So
Okay.
the lobules are the parts of the body which create the milk and
Okay.
and holds the milk in the breast. And then you've got the tubes called the ducts there, and the ducts go towards the nipple, and that's where the milk goes from to come out within the nipple. So you can imagine that if you've got fat, you've got lobules, and you've got the ducts as well, and the tissue in between. Not everything is smooth.
Okay.
You know, if you squeeze the fat on your thigh and you squeeze it, it doesn't always feel smooth. You push it, and one bit is thicker than another.
Yeah.
Well, for mine. So one thing is thicker than another. So when you're feeling the breast, sometimes you can get different things, cysts.
Okay.
You can get fluid-filled pockets of tissue.
Okay.
You can get some of the tissue there that knots together like a nodule.
Okay.
As we breastfeed as well, sometimes some of the ducts get clogged and you can feel it. You can get many changes with hormones and inflammation that areas of the breast feel thickened.
Okay.
And last week we talked about the fact that in black women, our breasts tend to be denser and
Yeah.
thicker. So all of that means that you can touch your breast and it doesn't feel smooth.
Okay.
It doesn't feel that there's a bit that feels thicker or fuller than another part. So no, not every lump is cancer.
Okay.
But we need to know what every lump is.
Okay.
That's what I say.
Okay.
So, and what it means is that if you feel a lump, you feel a change, go and see a healthcare professional.
Okay.
So they can tell you if they think it's something more sinister. They can reassure you and give you the confidence as well and know what is normal for you.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Again, before we go into today's healing, recovery, and support, last week we spoke about our diet, exercise, and weight management, helping to prevent breast cancer. I'd want you to go into it again, and then we can go into today's topic.
So, okay. So first we talk about diet.
Yeah.
Now, we are encouraged to have a balanced diet.
Okay.
Balanced diet means that you should have all the nutrients in their right proportion.
Okay.
A typical Ghanaian plate would have a huge,
Carbohydrates, huge kenke,
banku kenke,
fufu,
2-3 balls, and then soup, and then 1 or 2 pieces of meat. That's it. You wouldn't have someone typically having vegetables in their. The only
Fufu and
vegetables you would
vegetables.
find is if they are eating kotombre
Yeah.
stew. So there are developed plates that would help you know the portion
Okay.
of each to pick.
Okay.
You can divide your plates into 3.
Okay.
The biggest portion should have your vegetables.
Okay.
Then the other 2 should have your carbohydrates and proteins.
Okay.
Right, and then adequate amount of water. Every human being should drink about 3 liters of water a day. It sounds far-fetched, but when you start small, you would realize that at the end, you're even drinking more than 3 liters. If you start from morning, right, gradually, I always say it's equivalent to about 5 or 6 sachets of water. That's what I tell my patients.
Wow.
So if you start in the morning, by the end of the day, when you put it together, you should be approaching 5 or 6 sachets of water.
Okay.
So that's very important. Now, the next one is the impact on your weight.
Okay.
Now, if you take more fat-based foods, we have the salt content also affecting it. Fat-based foods, the trees called it stradenam. Right, and that people like it because when you use it for food, it makes it look appetizing, oily, and all that. But that is the bane of the problem we are having.
Okay.
Okay, so if you have a lot of oil, you take it in. Fats take a long time to digest. Now, if you are not active, then the body does not need the energy. So the body will rather store the fats than to break it down for energy. Now, once it is stored, that's it. And if someone eats such a meal, it's more likely that the next meal will be the same as the previous one.
Okay.
So you just keep on
Adding.
storing and storing and storing, and then once you check your BMI, which is a calculation of your weight and your height, you realize that you are in the obese or morbidly obese range, and that will predispose you to higher fat depositions.
Okay.
And would in turn stimulate the body to use those fats to create more estrogen hormones and predispose you to breast cancer.
Wow.
So that's how it works. Aside breast cancer, the others also come in. The diabetes, hypertension, and the likes. They all follow up. Yeah, so that's the impact of exercise and.
Okay. Dr. Vanessa, do you want to add on?
No, I completely agree, and I think the oils is such an important fact because people often focus on the carbohydrates, but if someone really intentionally reduces the oil in their diet, they'll see a significant difference. And there are good oils and there are not so good oils, and so things like olive oil in moderation, you know, we call it like the Mediterranean diet. That can be very good, but when we're getting like full soaking of sunflower oil, putting it in, and then you can see the oil floating on the surface.
That's when you see that you have cooked the typical Ghanaian kind of cooking.
And that is the one that, the same way that it's not mixing in with your soup, the same way that oil, that fat is circulating around your body and it's not seeping in. So that's the way to think about it as well. But you know, there are many ways to support your weight management, but all these new things that are out in terms of tablets and injections, they are there, and that's another show in itself. But the crux of it, if you make the life changes, those are the things that are a lot sustainable. There are other ones can be quicker fixes, but for it to be long-term change, look at what you're eating, the amount as well.
And last week you spoke about sleep.
I think that sleep is just underrated. And we sometimes we pride ourselves when we don't sleep. So we'll say to someone, "Oh, Charlie, I only slept 4 hours yesterday, and I'm still here working," and it's like a badge of honor, and it isn't, because
I like that. It's like a badge of honor.
and it catches up on you.
Okay.
And I always say, if children have come into your life, the postnatal period, that 4th trimester, is one of the hardest periods. And why is it one of the hardest periods? Because you focus on getting pregnant. And then you focus on getting through the pregnancy. And then the baby comes, and we thank God baby is healthy, and everyone kind of leaves you and leaves you there. But then they leave you there, but then you've got someone there that you don't sleep. And the impact of not sleeping, you know, I don't know about everyone else's postpartum, but the lack of sleep, you don't think the same way. You don't feel the same way. You don't want to eat the same way. Everything about you changes. So if you're doing that on a daily basis, you can imagine that you're running on 30% of what you could do. So sleep is powerful. And take the time to, if you're having difficulty sleeping, we talk about lots of sleep hygiene. So one of the biggest things to support sleep hygiene and sleeping well is putting away your phone.
Putting away your phone.
We scroll and scroll. I'm talking about myself as well.
All of us.
You lie there, you say you're going to bed, and then you're putting, you don't even need the light because you've got the light on your phone. So you're there scrolling, you're laughing, you're moaning, you say you're praying, but you're doing something else. And then your mind is active. And so you need to dampen down your brain to allow you to rest.
Wow. So we want to talk about healing, recovery, and support. Dr. Betty, what are the emotional and mental health challenges that breast cancer patients often face during and after treatment? I know it's not an easy journey.
It's not at all. Being diagnosed of breast cancer alone, that moment of truth fills you with some form of emotional trauma, and you ask yourself so many questions. First,
what did I do?
First,
Go ahead.
it's not true. You start denying it. No, no, it's not me. It can't be me. And then, so am I going to die? What about my children? What will people say? Am I going to die a painful? You know, there's question after question that rolls in your mind. So we say that the treatment of breast cancer is actually a management process, and it's multidisciplinary. It's not just the surgeon that goes in, does his work, and leaves the patient. No. You need the surgeon, you need the oncologist, you need the psychologist, you need the psychiatrist, you need the plastic surgeon, you need the physiotherapist, because after the surgery, some people are unable to move their arm joint, their shoulder joint. You know, after surgery, it's for some people it takes a toll on them. For them to actually start activity is a problem. So the physiotherapist comes in, you know, people that need to be around the person. Yeah, so it's a village of specialists that take care of someone diagnosed of breast cancer. So first, I would say that how you are able to overcome depends on your mindset and your emotional stability. Now, your emotional stability will come from what you are exposed to based on your religion. So I am a Christian, so I will advocate for Christianity. You need to be well rooted in the things of God to be able to have that positive mindset. If you belong to a church like Royal House Chapel, you know that people are always there to help you. If you belong to a group, you know your group members, your group leader is always there for you. Sometimes their presence alone by you in the hospital, their prayer alone can give you that positive mindset and that positivity that is going to be well. I'm going to recover. But imagine you are going through this battle, right? There's chemo, you are vomiting, you are feeling sick, you are feeling all alone, and the only walls you have are the plain, unattractive walls of the hospital. And nobody is coming in to just smile like you. You would feel down. So a strong Christian background will help. And then all these people too would come in. Family, friends who have positive impact on you. There are some people that when they come, their utterances alone can bring you down. So you try to create a barrier, keep the right people in your circle, and have a positive mindset. Especially if you are diagnosed in the first early stages, you know that there's a higher chance of recovery. Last week I spoke about the lady who was even diagnosed at stage 4, but she was able to come into the crowd and speak about her issue without shedding a tear. It was the crowd that was all teary and crying and all that. It's because of the backing that she has and the positivity that she has. So that would even help you fight the disease rather than having a dampened spirit. So that's how we treat it on the emotional and psychological side.
Dr. Vanessa, before we go on break, do you want to add to it?
I just think the power of the mind is it's unbelievable, because when you watch it, because you can see, I was saying that before I specialize in genital medicine, I specialize in oncology. So the study of cancer, and you can see, you can feel it. Those that have a positive mindset, they have a support network, they're rooted in their faith. You see the difference. Because I think you can see them, how they process what's going on, and how they can look at it and think, okay, this is how I'm going to deal with it, and I know that there is someone there for me. There may not be someone physical there for me, but there is someone up there for me. And that, knowing that you have someone rooted in your life, it can be transformative. So I think that supporting people to give that positivity.
Okay.
We don't dismiss what is going on, never.
Okay.
But to support people with that positivity and mindset is one of the most powerful things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whew. We will go for a short commercial break and we'll be back.
Life is good, man. I just let it cook!
October has been dedicated to breast cancer awareness, and every year Royal Ladies and 2G we organize the pink walk. Why the pink walk? We believe that if we are exercising well and we are teaching our people about breast cancer, we are teaching them what to do, what to eat, the kind of creams they must use on their bodies. Breast cancer will be limited in our society. So this morning we started exercising. We did a bit of stretching. We went for a walk, climbed the McCarthy Hill, my darling. We've had fun. We are here to do this awareness. So join us. Let's spread the news on breast cancer awareness.
We have the highest rates of breast cancer. And when we think about breast cancer and we look about how it affects us, there's so many things to learn about it. But the fundamental thing about it is that the earlier that you detect breast cancer, the earlier that you see a symptom and you go and get it examined and the doctor says that it may be cancer, the better your outcome. Because quite frankly, you see it on all the signs, but it's true. Early detection saves lives.
I release a mother's blessing over your life. Everybody that walks today, may you be cancer free. Even if a lump was found in your breast, I refuse it that lump will be cancerous. I declare you cancer free in the name of Jesus. The joy and the laughter that has come into your life today, it will continue.
Stop and survive! Stop and survive!
Welcome back to Family Life with Mama Rita. With me is Dr. Vanessa and Dr. Betty. And the truth is that I can't thank them enough. I know how busy they are. Early in the morning, they are off to see their patients. For them to have stayed on to do a second part with me, I really, really do appreciate it. And if you are watching, well, we started last week, and I promised them that after we are done, we will continue because I have lots and lots of questions. And if I allow them to go, I don't know when I'm going to get them again. By the time I realize these two ladies have vanished, they have too much to do for us. I mean, they are really, really taking good care of us. So I really, really want to appreciate you for staying on, looking at how early you have to wake up, take care of your children before you go and take care of your patients. So, Dr. Vanessa, what kind of support systems from family, friends, churches, and workplaces can help patients through recovery and survival? Before we went on the break, Dr. Betty was talking a bit about it. What kind of support systems can we have? Our church, I mean, you have been there for a lot of these people.
I think, first of all, emphasizing how important any support is.
Okay.
But one of the things I used to see, I still see a lot, is that, you know, when someone is diagnosed and they go and tell their family or friends, people have very different responses.
Okay.
So you can have some that are instantly hugging them and wanting to help and when's your next appointment and stuff. But there are some that are crying, you know, they can't handle it, and all of these are understandable. But you have a lot of people that don't talk about it. So someone will tell them, and then it's like they're nervous, they're fearful. Some people behave sometimes as if they feel that the cancer could move to them. You know, these kind of things. Yeah, you see that.
Wow.
People have very different responses. And so the first thing is that, you know, urging to people that if someone in your life is being affected by it, don't shy away from it. Don't shy away from the person, because you may be the difference between them being positive and moving forward to them sitting at home crying every day. So support comes in conversation.
Okay.
Support comes in being there.
Okay.
Physical. Sometimes you don't even need to talk.
Okay.
You just need to knock on the door and say, I'm here.
Ah.
Because someone just doesn't want to sit alone. And if they sit alone, they're upset. And, you know, so being there physically to just say, I'm here. Food.
Okay.
You know that when being ill affects our appetite.
Okay.
And a lot of the time it affects our appetite negatively, so we don't want to eat. The person, then they're on treatment, and the treatment affects their appetite. So they can be vomiting, feeling sick.
Okay.
So, and they haven't even got the energy to stand and cook, or not, let alone cook for someone else. So saying that, okay, I'm bringing you food, you can freeze it, you don't have to think about your family members, your kids, I am coming to do that. If you can't sit and speak to them, but then bring food to their doorstep and say, this is for you. You know, all of those things. I think as well that, again, faith and the church, they can be two different things for someone, because their faith can be very personal, and they're praying and they're sitting there. But the church and the church family, to say that when you come to church, someone gives you a smile and checks in on you. How are you doing? How are you getting home? How are the kids? Can we do anything? You know, that support network, that may be all they have. And even just saying, I'm going to pray with you. Saying that I'm taking you to one of the leaders to pray with you and advocate. You know, all of those things. And I think also as employers as well in the workplace, just kindness, you know, that you've got someone that is living with or affected by cancer. If you're running a business or you're doing something, just know that they will not be working to the way that they want to work. And their bodies are failing them in some way. So giving them a comfortable chair, saying that you can start a bit later and you finish a bit later, you know, adjusting things. So adjusting life, supporting people in their day-to-day, and also recognizing that no one wants to be ill. You know, so if people aren't doing what you want, just have that compassion. We talk about compassion, but sometimes if you're busy and you're thinking about 1,000 things, you forget to be compassionate. So it's a thing of reminding people that people need you, and they may not ask. So offer. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Dr. Betty, do you want to add to it?
I think yes.
So, you know, when it comes to these things, cancer, breast cancer, people are very personal about it. They don't want others to know about it. So now, here are you are sick, you have cancer or breast cancer or any form of cancer, you are not talking about it. How will people be there for you? You get what I'm saying? I know people who've never spoken about it. And they are all by themselves. They are all alone. They are hurting alone. They are crying alone. They are in pain alone. Sometimes even misbehaving. They get angry. They get temperamental. And because we do not know, all we think is, oh, this person has been misbehaving. But the truth is that they are aching inside. So I don't know what can be done, whether people need to come out, talk about it, so others will be there to give them the support they need.
I think it has to do with trust.
Okay.
They don't trust people to keep their secrets.
Okay.
Or they are not ready for the reaction people would have when they get to know. And so the adolescents have adolescent centers where they go. I don't know if it's still functional now, but I mean, there are adolescent centers where they go and speak about what they are going through.
Okay.
And then there are psychologists there, counselors to help guide them. So if there can be something like that.
Okay.
Right, for people with issues, chronic issues, health issues, it can be incorporated into the health sector in a way. So there may be a clinic and then there may be a counseling section.
Okay.
Just like there's a family planning unit, there may be a counseling unit. Okay. So that they can easily walk in. Some people want to talk to someone who has never seen them before, and then they are comfortable with it. So something like that would help. Okay. Right. And then for some people too, it's because they do not have the association. Okay. They do not have the people around them. Okay. They feel maybe they are probably orphans or they've been betrayed in the past by close friends. Okay. So they are not able to open up. And some people too are introverts. Okay. So based on their own temperaments, they don't easily open up. Okay. So that may affect their ability to even speak to someone. So it behoves on us as let's say everybody around, right, to have a positive attitude towards people. Okay. You know, in the past, we would say that it takes a village to raise a child. Yeah. But right now, you may not even know your neighbor. Yeah. You know, you never set eyes on your neighbor, but you just share a wall. Yeah. Right? So, I mean, lifestyle is changing. Okay. So but there are other communities that still live like that. So, I mean, it's up to everyone to have something that will help people like that to come forward. If there's a community, social group, any support system, the church, and all that, I mean, it can help people to come forward. And for such people, after just talking to someone, they may feel relieved. Okay. They may not have the answers, but once they've spoken to someone, they have the relief. Okay. So so I think that would help.
Mommy, just as a bit about that, when we're talking about just the kindness aspect of it, something I always think about, you know, when we're in churches as well, we're all in our we're all in our different groups that we're part of, and it's a really important opportunity that is on a smaller scale. So you've got people there, so having people to have the role of checking in on people and saying that this is a safe space that you can open up and to do that, because you're so right, it's about trust. People feel nervous around one another, but I always think as a doctor, one of the privileges is that people open up to you just like that. Okay. You know, you could be standing anywhere, they'll tell you anything. Okay. But you always wish that they trusted other people so they could learn from other people and be supported. So really about creating spaces where it's fine to talk, not to be judged. It is private, and there are other people around that if you don't want to speak to me, I know who I can signpost you to as well.
Before I continue with the discussions, I'd want to go to my co-host. We have missed him. 2 weeks we haven't seen him. Is it 2 or 3 weeks? 2 weeks.
I think it's been 3 weeks.
3 weeks we haven't seen him. Co-host, welcome from Singapore.
Thank you very much.
I can feel you have changed.
Oh, yeah.
Please,
yeah.
did you learn? Oh, Singapore, they speak English.
They speak English, they speak Malay, they speak Mahindra, Chinese. So I've actually been teaching them some of the local languages. Siba, Kuli, Indimili, Aha.
Hey!
What I say, but I'm multilingual. Yeah, I'm multilingual. Well, it's been exciting. This is Family Life Series, Building Stable and Happy Homes. Keep comments, questions coming through, +233 200 515253. Just like you sent from last week, Mama Rita and our seasoned guests in studio are definitely going to handle. We are live on Facebook, Sam Korankye-Ankrah, Rita Korankye-Ankrah, also on Instagram. We are on X, Sam Korankye-Ankrah, as well on YouTube, Powerline TV, and of course, all those watching us on our digital television, satellite station, Powerline TV. We say welcome and enjoy every bit of it. If you are online, we would love that you share the link with family, friends. Post this on your status or your story or as reels and let people follow through with the knowledge that is being shared so we can save many lives for the kingdom and for the nation. Well, Mommy, some questions have come through from last week and even these particular sessions as well. The first one we would have is coming all the way from Nigeria.
Wow.
She's by the name Annie. Says, good evening, and I am really learning from this discussion. I want to ask, can a lady who has not given birth go through the mammogram? A friend told me I can't do it because I have not given birth yet. Please educate me, doctors.
So, doctors, can a lady who hasn't given birth go through mammogram?
They can.
So this is some of the myths.
Yeah, and it's a very powerful myth. So I'm glad we're challenging it. So we said last week that a mammogram is an X-ray, and it's an X-ray of the breast. So yes, it uses radiation, but it is a safe level of radiation, lower than the radiation that is in our background here and in every day, and lower than the radiation that we have on our phones. So it's safe. And in fact, the issue is whether you've had a child or not. It's about your age and also your risk. And so, regardless of any kind of myth that's out there, the priority is early detection to save your life. End of.
Great. We have the next question, which says, good evening, Mama Rita.
Good evening.
I removed a lump in 1997. I have been okay since, but in recent times, I have been feeling pain, especially when it gets to the my time of the month. It's unusual. Previous examination have proven I am fine, but I'm just getting worried. Okay,
so my next question actually to you. Can breast cancer return after treatment? What could be the causes of known and what follow-up care or lifestyle adjustments can help prevent reoccurrences? So I think this ties up with the lady's question.
Your social.
Okay. She didn't talk about what kind of lump.
Can I interrupt this particular question because there's a follow-up from the first one? We sought to get extra info. She's responding. She says, this happens, I think the two are actually connected. Says, I feel the pain every year in April and only happens once in a year actually. I was booked a few months ago to do a mammogram, but a doctor friend suggested I shouldn't do that yet. Although I researched and it says a mammogram can be done even if one hasn't given birth, I am torn between the advice of my friend and what I've seen online.
Also,
So I think the two are actually, the first one.
So I have to emphasize again, and you know, I never like to cross other doctors' opinions because, you know, just being, but I don't agree. So I'll be very blunt about it. Is that the issue is that you've got an area of concern, and the gold standard is to have a mammogram, and then based on that, they will decide what needs to be done next.
Yeah.
It can be done at any time, so regardless of whether you've had children or not. So please go for the mammogram. Don't sit at home.
Yeah. I was saying that the previous question didn't say the outcome of the pathology done on the lump.
Okay.
Every lump that is removed is supposed to be sent for pathology to know whether it's cancerous or not.
Okay.
So we are assuming that, I mean, that's sides to the coin, whether it's cancerous or not.
Okay.
If it is not cancerous, that's if a pathology was done. Once a tissue has been removed from a space within the body, there's scar formation. Just like on the skin, you may have scars. There may be scar formation within the breast, and that may pull on some other tissues and cause some pains here and there, because nerves also run through the breast. So what she may be experiencing may just be pain from the nerve responding to the scar tissue that has been formed. Especially if it is cyclical. If it's cyclical, it means that it comes at every time of the month.
Okay.
That's normal for a lot of women. And that is stimulated by the hormones.
Okay.
So once it is cyclical, it's not a problem of concern.
Okay.
However, if the pathology was done and it was cancerous, then we need to look further into it. If parts of the breast was removed through the surgery, we didn't have insight on that too.
That's right.
Then it means the other breast tissue that is left behind also has a risk of developing the cancer. If both breasts are removed, then she doesn't have a problem. But even if one breast was removed and the other was left behind, the one that is left behind also has a higher risk of developing the breast cancer. So surgery is not the end of the screening, of the follow-up. Once surgery is done, there has to be follow-up. First, there has to be pathology done on that tissue, no matter how small, to see if there's any cancerous cell in it. And then that will determine whether the margins are clean or not. And that will also inform the surgeon to either continue with chemo to clean off the margins or radiation or not. Right. And then there will be scheduled follow-ups based on the risk factors the woman has. Imagine the woman has a positive family history. Then her follow-up schedules will be closer for a longer period of time than someone who doesn't have any family history. So the factors are a lot to determine that. So I would say that she needs to see a specialist. She needs to have a breast examined. She didn't mention her age, but if she's under 40, she needs to have the yearly scan. She needs to have a biopsy if another lump has been located. And if she's over 40, she needs to do the mammogram so that they'll be sure that there's nothing and it's just hormonal problem.
And I also asked the question, can breast cancer return after treatment?
Yes, it can. That's why there's follow-up. So that also depends on whether part of the breast was removed, all of one or both were removed. Once the risk factor is there, once you're a woman, once you have the genes and there's breast tissue there, there's a likelihood of developing it again. So the follow-up will help control any recurrence.
Reverend Chivape.
Yes, there's an interesting question here.
Wow.
It says, good evening, Mommy.
Good evening.
And your noble doctors.
Wow.
You made mention of a normal lump. What is a normal lump? I'm sure this is referring to the initial episode.
Yeah, so I was saying, and we were talking about what the breast is made up of. And the breast is made up of, you've got your overlying skin, and then inside you've got fat, you've got the lobules that contain and hold the milk, and then you've got the ducts that the milk can go from the lobule to the duct, and then it can go out of the nipple. So you've got a lot of tissue within there, and not everything is smooth. So then you can sometimes get different areas of the breast that can come together, and it can feel like a lump or a mass. And that can be, it could be the lobules that you're feeling that have gotten full, and it feels full. It can be that some of the fat has clumped together, and it can feel like a mass there. It can also be that sometimes you can have a cyst in there as well. So when we think about lumps, and we think about normal versus abnormal and cancer, you think of it, okay, is it a change in the breast that we can explain by other things, or is it a change in the breast that is abnormal and changing? And to do that, we need you to feel it, you to have imaging, either ultrasound or mammogram, and then for us to do a biopsy, to look at it, look under the microscope, send it off, and see exactly what it is. So they can be normal and they can be abnormal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the normal means that it's not cancerous.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
it could be the time of the month.
Exactly.
For a woman.
Yeah.
Before menstruation,
Yeah.
you know, some people.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly right, Mummy.
Okay.
So sometimes you're there, just before your period, it feels a bit tingly,
Okay.
and then it can engorge, and then
Okay.
afterwards it feels flatter.
Okay.
That all changes as
Okay.
well. So, and also that changes with age.
Okay.
So what you feel is normal for you now may be different 5 years later.
Okay.
So that's why it's really important. Keep looking, keep feeling as well. Yeah.
An interesting
How many
question
more
here.
questions do we
Yeah,
have?
we probably can take 2 more.
Okay.
This one says, good evening, Mommy.
Good evening.
Please, can and should a mother with breast cancer still breastfeed her baby?
Can a mother with breast cancer still breastfeed?
I can start so one of the things I'll say is that I've had a couple of patients that they actually noticed that they had breast cancer when they were breastfeeding.
Okay.
You know, and the issue is about breast cancer and breastfeeding is that what do you get concerned about with breastfeeding? You're concerned, will something negative pass to the baby?
Okay.
And so the issue is that if you have a lump there, we don't know if all the cells are staying in one place.
Okay.
So the pressure, any changes can let the lump, some of the cells can break away. And we cannot guarantee that it won't go into an area that could be transfer into the milk and pass on to the baby. So what we say is that for caution is that if you are living with breast cancer, then we say exercise caution with breastfeeding.
Okay.
But the issue is that if you have breast cancer and you are you have a baby and you're breastfeeding, then actually I would actually expect you to be on some kind of treatment.
Okay.
And so then at that point you wouldn't be able to breastfeed as
Okay.
well. So there's lots of things around it, but why we think, as doctors, is a difficult one is because as a woman, you've got your child, you're there and you're like, I want to have this bond with my baby. What can I do? One of the things I've done with some women is that there are some nipple guards, that can cover the nipple.
Okay.
So you're not, the milk doesn't go to the baby.
Okay.
But you can have the sensation that the baby is on your breast and you can have that bonding time.
Okay.
The other way of having bonding time with your baby without breastfeeding is putting them on your chest.
Okay.
Just having that skin to skin.
Okay. Yeah.
So just because you can't breastfeed doesn't mean you can't bond with baby.
Okay.
But I would always say exercise caution, speak to your doctor to understand where the cancer is, the size, and the risk of spreading. Yeah.
Dr. Betty, do you want to add to it?
Exactly. Me, I would say, avoid breastfeeding.
Okay.
Once you've been diagnosed of breast cancer, to be safe. It's like someone who has been diagnosed of HIV at a late stage and has just finished delivering. It's safer to avoid breastfeeding during that period than to choose bonding in that sense.
Okay.
Just as she said, there are other ways of bonding. And you need to be able to save some time for yourself.
Okay.
To guarantee treatment, full treatment, and staying alive to actually see your baby grow.
Yeah.
And you need to start treatment as early as possible. We need to stage the cancer. We need to grade it. We need to know what's best treatment to offer you, so that you are fine enough to be there for your baby, especially if you're a single mother. So, it's difficult, but I would say to rather choose formula than to go for breastfeeding if diagnosed. Because, formula feeding still gives the baby enough nutrients to grow. So, yes.
I think we'll take the last question.
Yes. And just before the last question, there are some complimentary comments that have come through. That is coming all the way from the Netherlands. Says, God bless you, ladies. I have missed this show. You didn't add a name. Please do that next time. That is coming from Mary Otumfo.
Hey.
Says, good evening, mommy.
Good evening.
Powerful sessions. I'm learning a lot from Dr. Vanessa and Dr. Betty. Your team is superb. God bless you.
Amen.
Well, the final question is an interesting one. It says, for some months now, I have seen that my breasts have been vibrating. Hey. Please, could this be caused by stress, hormones, or something else? Well, doctors, I don't know, but this looks like a message with not too much information, but that's what she has sent to us. The breasts are vibrating. And then she says, a follow-up says, even now it's shaking.
I wouldn't say breast vibrating. I'm sure a lot of people have experienced spasm or twitching of your eyelids, under your lids, especially when you are stressed. And it has to do with your nerves, and the nerves run everywhere within the body. So maybe it's the nerves around the breast that she is experiencing.
And that can persist for that long, because she says for some months.
It depends on what is stimulating it. Is she on any supplements? Is she on any drugs? Is she being exposed to anything that we don't know of? There are other questions we would have asked if she was sitting in front of us. And so, yes, we need to ask more questions and get to know more about what she's speaking about. But that's what I think she's experiencing.
Yeah, definitely. And I think is that when people, you have a word to describe it, but with questioning, you get to the root of it, and actually it is a spasm. Or it is like a electrical tingling and twitching and things like that. But the thing I always say with any of these things, if you're unsure, don't sit at home. Go and speak to someone, you know, and just and give them an opportunity to debunk it and explain it for you. Otherwise, you'll be sitting at home having fear, getting nervous, and not taking up the opportunities that are there. This is the perfect month to do it.
So, my darling, if you are not sure, seek help. I always say that I prefer to go to the hospital for the doctor to tell me, oh, this is nothing, than to wait so long and go and then it's something. So please, they have explained to you, but you are not sitting right in front of them to ask you further questions. So what you can do is to go to the hospital and let them check. If you are in Accra, you can walk into Ahimfie on Sundays. Our doctors are always on duty for any kind of sickness. I mean, any kind of sickness, all our doctors are here. Our nurses are here. So if you walk into the clinic of Royal House Chapel, you can be checked. Ooh, I can't thank you enough for today. There's a last question. Oh, well, my God.
Mommy,
They
not
don't want my doctors to go home.
Well, it's not a question, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
It's actually an event by the World Movers Generation,
Okay.
which is called the Movers Market. The
Okay.
Movers Market. And it's happening on the 1st and the 2nd of November.
Okay.
The Movers Market. So basically, we want you to be able to come learn about how to build a startup, how to have it stand out, and we are also offering you the opportunity to showcase your products and your services right at the Oil Dome. So the first part of it, which is going to be interacting with industry players, entrepreneurs who have nurtured businesses and are thriving, is going to be happening as the Silver Star Tower. The Silver Star Tower at Airport, and that is on the 1st of November, 12 noon. If you can't find your way there, come to the car park of Ahimfie or the Oil Dome. There's going to be a bus that will move from here at 11:30 a.m. and you'll be transported to the Silver Star Tower, November 1. Then on the 2nd of November, right after the service at the Oil Dome, we are going to be having all tents mounted at the car park. People will be showing their wares, people who have ideas and they are bringing it forth. Those who have started businesses, you would have the opportunity to sell, market those products, all those services to the thousands of people who are going to be in the Oil Dome service. So please, if you want to register, the artwork is right on your screen with a QR code. Scan, register, and the team will definitely contact you and make a tent available for you to showcase your wear. And I definitely know that the God of Sam Korankye-Ankrah is going to bless and establish the works of your hands. The Movers Market 2025, under the auspices of the World Movers Generation. God bless you. Mommy?
I'm not going to mention the name, but there's a message here. And it reads, "Thank you, Mommy, for family life. God bless you greatly.
Amen.
Today's session, and I believe from last week, has been very educative and very emotional, especially when the process of curing was being discussed." Mommy.
Wow.
She says, "I'm forever grateful that I know your God, who has taken me through all these scary times and has brought me out this far. Your God is a good God. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Apostle." She's made me emotional.
Yes,
I'm not going to mention the name, but I know exactly who she is. I know she's watching, and I've read your message. And I'm going to use you as a point of contact to pray for anybody who has had breast cancer before, or anybody who has gone through any kind of cancer. And if there's anybody who is going through it, that the Lord will make you strong. Maybe you give your final comments, and then I will pray.
Okay, so I would like to say that breast cancer is a disease that can be fought. Being diagnosed of it is not the end of the world. There are so many ways of treatments, management, and there are so many people to speak to be emotionally stable and fight this. If you have the opportunity to get screened and you have the opportunity to have a scan done, I think you should take advantage of it and educate the people around you, spread the word, your sisters, your brothers even, your friends, and everyone around you. And if you've heard of any myth, talk to a doctor and let it be cleared for you. If you've been diagnosed of it, don't stay at home. See a specialist and get treatment as early as possible so that you can go on to live a normal life and be there for your family and friends. We love you, and we are always there for you to speak to if you need us at any time. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Vanessa.
I was going to say, Mami, thank you for this platform.
Okay.
And I think that message was so emotional.
Yeah.
But highlights exactly why we're here.
Yeah.
And just adding on to what Dr. Betty said is that view taking care of yourself, knowing your body as your self-care. Yeah. And that allows you to live your life in the best health that you can. That there are so many opportunities that are out there this month to look after yourself, to prioritize yourself. This is the time. Early detection, we say it again and again, and there's a reason why we're here. Early detection saves lives. It's just point blank. So go, know your body, look in the mirror after this today, go in front of the mirror, make sure you can see both breasts, look there, move your arms up and to your side, lie down and look and feel your breasts in the mosquito coil approach right under your arm as well. So look after yourself with that. Go for any screening opportunity that's there. And also, the one thing to say, we always talk about looking after our cars. We do we do MOTs all the time, but we don't look after ourselves. So mark it on one day a year, on your birthday, put it there that you do your health MOT. You go for your check, and any concern, go and speak to a healthcare professional.